you know what? We started on board like Stacy Adams. You know, that's all we know how to do. Stacy Adams. Cheat up in the freedom. Not only that, but make it spectacular. Put on my black cape and look like black people. Smack you up with the shit.
What up?
What's up, cuz?
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How about you?
Man, I'm hanging in there, bro. Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Long week, bro. Long.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
It was a good one, though. I can't complain. I made it through, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna have fun today, though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, very interesting topic, man.
Man, I'm trying to tell you,
I hope I do it some justice tonight, man.
For a long time, man. For real. You hear me? Like, for real. Like I be going through it. We be going through it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, we're going to kick this off in a couple of minutes, man. Get this thing rocking and rolling. Let me get myself situated over here. Still trying to get myself organized over here.
Man, you better have something for me tonight, man. You better have something for me, because I don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing?
I don't know nothing.
No, bro. You know more than you think you know.
Nah, man. You gotta have some word for me today.
I promise you know more than you know.
I want to hear some word today, man.
You say you want to hear some word today?
Yeah, man, because, you know what I mean? Keep it popping, man. Tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, I have the source of all truths, man. It ain't coming from me.
Man, look, man. Sometimes you just gotta set it aside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's all I'm trying to do. Shit, trying to better myself. You know what I mean?
Amen, bro. Hey, that's what it's all about. I'm trying to better myself too. You know, I like to take these resources from everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I rely on the truth of all truths, man.
Well, talk about it, man.
All right, let's get ready to jump into it, man.
Go ahead.
How you doing, bro? How's your family?
Man.
How's everyone doing?
I can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm living the life. I'm chilling.
All right. Hey, before we get into everything, first and foremost, hey, I want to thank everyone for the support. You guys been showing us over the past couple of weeks. You know, we still new to this thing. We still learning this thing, and you know, so you know, thank y'all for y'all support. Thank you guys for liking and sharing. I got a lot of phone calls over the past couple of weeks, just asking questions and you know, thanking us and just showing love and showing support, man. So from both sides of the community. So you know, I just want to shout out to everybody and just thank everybody for their support, man. This concept is I don't want to necessarily say it's unusual, but you know, it's kind of unpractical. You know what I mean? You got two different individuals with two different types of languages, two different types of lifestyles, two different ways of looking at the world, viewing the world, moving in the world. But also we have some things that's in common as well. So you know, this is what this show is about. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's not about, you know, showing no one up. It's not about telling someone the way they doing it is wrong and one way is better than the others. It's about finding common ground. It's about, you know, agreeing to disagree. And, you know, as always, Big Ant, I always appreciate who you are, you know, how you do it, how you move, you know, you just be you, you know, you say it the way you feel, you say it the way you think. And I got a lot of props, you know what I mean, from a lot of people that called me. Actually, one of my mentors, he called me and he asked me that. First, two things he wanted me.
Oh, man.
He wanted me to tell you something and he wanted me to ask you a question. So
right.
First, shout out to him because I know he's watching, and I wouldn't be surprised if he get in here and start asking some questions. So yeah, I know he gonna get in here. But the two things, first, he wanted me to tell you, he's an elder too. You know what I mean? And he's moving in the direction of prayerfully becoming a pastor. Right. So I just want to kind of let you know where this is coming from.
Okay.
So what he told me to tell you is, number one, he appreciate you being real. He appreciate your authenticity. he appreciate that, you're allowing people from your community and people from my community see the real you. You ain't coming here trying to pretend to be
Right.
something not. You say it the way
Right.
you say it. You feel the way you feel. You know what I
Right.
mean? So he just appreciate all of that. So he wanted me to definitely let you know, from, we're going, as we say, the church community, someone that just been in my corner for a couple of years, someone that I talk to, someone that helps me look at scripture, someone that I lean on to get opinions and help me again, through different subject matters and situations in my life. So this man I respect very highly,
Okay.
among other mentors that I have in my life. But he called me and told me to tell you that he appreciates you, man, and keep
That's
doing
what's
it the
up.
way you doing it.
I
Um,
appreciate you. I
and then the
appreciate you.
second thing,
What's his name is? I can shout him out, man.
huh?
What's his name? I can shout him
You know
out,
what?
man.
I didn't ask him if
Oh, okay.
if
Okay.
he
That's
wanted me
cool.
to
That's
say
cool.
his
That's
name
cool.
because you know a lot of these men are very humble.
Yeah.
Don't really
Yeah.
necessarily like to be like put out there like that. So I didn't ask him. But the next
Nah.
time
Nah.
when
Don't.
I
I
talk to him, I
understand.
ask him.
I totally understand. I
Next
totally
time when I
understand
talk
that.
to him, I'm gonna ask him, can I mention his name? I have
Yeah.
to think about it.
Just tell him chime in sometime. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it.
I'm sure he's going to chime in. If
I
he chimes
appreciate
in,
it.
I I guarantee he's going to ask some questions or
I appreciate it.
throw in.
What's his question? What's his question?
All right, his question is, what kind of fish do you have in your fish tank?
Saltwater fish.
Saltwater fish. All right,
They
okay.
tropical fish, man. They fish from all over the world.
Fish all over the world.
Yeah, yeah. I got shark in there. I got, I got some stuff in there, man. I got some
Okay.
stuff in there.
All right, bro. All right, man.
All
So
right.
let's get ready hot into this
Yeah, man.
subject matter. Again, we want to appreciate everybody that's tuning in, liking, sharing. Again, this platform is not just for me and Big Ant. This is for everyone to engage, ask your questions, make comments. We're going to do our best to read your comments. We're going to do our best to answer your questions as well. So, let's have some fun. Let's take this 45 minutes to an hour and just get into it. Let's have some fun. All right. So tonight's topic, tonight's topic is a heavy topic. And, we actually typically we get an opportunity to have a brief conversation about what we're going to talk about, what we're going to engage in.
Right.
People, we talk about 20 minutes. We don't talk too much because we don't want to.
Right. Yeah. You know, man. Keep it real. You know
Right,
what I'm
we keep it
saying?
real. We try to make it authentic and natural
Yeah.
as possible. But this evening, we didn't get a chance to talk. We just
Right.
said,
Right.
this is what we're going to talk about.
That's what we're gonna do.
So tonight is going to be like really raw,
Yeah.
really off the top of the dome,
Yeah.
heavy. So tonight's topic, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's topic is ego versus pride. Ego versus pride. Now, some of you probably like, man, that's not really heavy. It's heavy. Trust me.
It's
heavy.
super heavy. Super heavy.
It's super heavy. It's super heavy.
What's the caption I gave you with it?
You gave me ego versus pride, and I think, and let me go back. Let me go back real quick.
I tell you what it says so we don't waste no time.
Okay.
It say everybody want to be a boss, but nobody wants the boss's responsibilities. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we into.
Yeah, that's what we talk about. We talk about ego versus pride. So just for those who out there don't know, that may not know the difference, so I had a few minutes to kind of look it up. As you can see over my shoulder, I got a book called "Ego Is Your Enemy," and this is a heavy book. I've read this book like 3 times. It's a really good book. It talks about your ego. It is a book about self-awareness for the most part. So if you can, he ain't the guy has no sponsor. His name is Ron Holiday. He's not a sponsor, but it's a book that I read. It's a book that I've given to different people in my lives that I'm helping develop into leadership and just kind of help them have some self-awareness about their behavior and how they view themselves. But nevertheless, I digress. So ego. The key difference between ego and pride is that ego is a sense of self-importance, okay? And pride is a sense of satisfaction. All right, so that's just a small definition, or should I say a small understanding of the difference between ego and pride. Okay? All right, cool? Cool, Ant?
Yeah,
We good with that? Do I need to go
yeah.
deep? Do I need to go deeper with that, or is that okay?
Man, we gonna go. I mean, we here. You know
I'm
what I'm
just saying as
saying?
far as the definition.
So
Because, that ego and pride, a lot of times people kind of get them confused or
yeah,
make it seem as though they're the same thing. And they're
yeah,
not. You know what I mean? They're not. You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of make sure we kind of talk about that because it's important for people to understand that there's a difference, right?
yeah. But it's also about, you know what I'm saying, being stubborn and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you gotta know that's what you're doing. Some people don't wanna feel like they can admit that they feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
ego, bro. Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying? Like you be being like that, but you don't wanna confess and say you actually being like that.
right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think the culture we live in right now,
Oh my goodness gracious.
it makes you seem like you less of a man. You can't move around without moving around on eggshells without saying what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now it's like if you step aside or you take second place or something, they make it feel like you ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? So nobody wants to be no good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be in first place. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be a winner. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want the limelight, but don't nobody want to do the business, the work that it takes to
Mhm.
get there. You know what I'm saying? And if you go and call a cat a boss, if he a boss, he a boss. You
Right.
gotta step aside and let him lead. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you
So
was a leader. You might have been a leader. You might have been a leader before, but if
right.
it's your time to step aside, you let a nigga be a leader. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
can lead too. You feel me?
So let, let
Like,
me let me ask you this question. Uh, for from an ego standpoint, do you think having an ego is good, or would you say is a bad thing?
I think it's good. I think it's good, but you gotta know how to turn it on and off. It's like a
Right.
light switch. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So
Like,
what's your idea, or how? Well, let me ask a better question, a more direct question. How do you? Or let me before I ask you that question, because I was going to ask you how do you turn your ego off, but I think a better question leading up to that question is how do you know that you have an ego? From how would you how do you know?
yo, a cocky person know when they being cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like when you win something, you gonna celebrate. You know what I'm saying? So
But
you being cocky. And when it's time to turn it off, you know what I'm saying? To get real with yourself, you gotta be real with yourself. Now it's your choice to turn it on and off. You want to stay
mhm,
cocky, you want to stay big headed. Fine. You can't keep talking about why you in the same place in the same circle standing around. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you gotta put that shit to the side and be like, I'm gonna let her lead. I'm gonna let my homeboy lead. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let
right,
him be the leader or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
right. So basically, what you're saying is your ego will tell you what you want to hear. That's what
Yeah.
your
How
ego would.
you how you want to feel? How you want to feel? You can feel bad, but you can make your brain say you feel amazing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's your ego. Your ego will tell
That's
you
what I'm
what
saying.
tell
You
you
can
what's
tell a
going
person
on.
I'm feeling amazing, but you feel terrible inside. You know what I'm saying? That's your ego. Your pride is the real thing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? The pride, if you really want to win. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to win something and you want to see success, like, yeah, you gotta put your pride to the side because that's gonna run you in the grave looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't the if you see you the glue to everything, you gotta put your pride to the side when somebody got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got an idea. You can't just shut people out your life and all that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but sometimes people got egos and So we cannot talk about the other side, because the other side, people be having egos and don't want to let it go. What you supposed to do with that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I don't want to jump into the pride thing, because the pride thing, you said it earlier, is more substance, right? The pride has more substance, because pride speaks of the work that you put in, right?
Right.
I want to kind of land on this ego thing, because I believe that um, there could be possibly a little. Well, let me say it like this. I'm gonna go back to my question as far as ego. I'm gonna ask you the same question again. So I want you to kind of simmer on it a little bit. Do you think having an ego is a good thing, a bad thing, or can it be both?
It's basically that though. You know what I'm saying? It's basically both. It's basically both. You know what I'm saying? You could. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to feel good about yourself. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Like
right,
you supposed to feel. Man like me, like you supposed to feel like you're a god, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on that tip, bro. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
like as like living on earth, y'all, like I believe we gods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Like
so let me ask you this: how do you balance the two, though? You know what I mean? If you're
you
if
gotta
you're
be, but
feeling
you got to be a great leader. You gotta be a great follower. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. So how do you
It ain't no way around it. You know what
how,
I'm saying?
how do you bring balance to it? Like, how, you know what I mean? Because I'm sort of in an agreement with you with that. That ego can be good and it can be bad. You know what I mean? Like, because
Right,
by definition, ego is telling you what you want to hear, and that's
right,
dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
right,
That can be dangerous, but also it can be self-edifying too.
right,
You said it earlier. We want to see ourselves and hear ourselves talk well about ourselves, but
right.
we can do it so much to the degree that we could
We
tell
start
ourselves
turning,
something that's not true.
yeah,
You know
we
what I mean?
start
Like,
turning people out. You know, you start turning
right,
people out. You can't
right,
hear nothing. You one
right.
way with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that could be detrimental.
In your space, how do you balance that? How do you recognize that your ego is driving you to do something that you may not
It's
have the capacity to handle?
it's hard. It's hard. It's hard, but I'm more better at it than a lot of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like so a few of my homies, like my circle, like niggas ain't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? They be one way with it.
Right,
And you with your man till the wheels fall off, so you
right,
can't really say too much.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can say you wrong or something, but it ain't gonna mean nothing to them when they know that you ain't gonna never go by their side. You know what I'm saying? Like they know you ain't gonna never leave them. They can do right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you be like, cuz you doing wrong. You want to say you doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you sometimes you just want like, yo, cuz calm down. Should be, it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you ain't gotta get all out of, it'll drive you crazy. You know what I'm
yeah, it's
saying?
the
Like it'll,
truth,
it'll
man.
drive you crazy.
It
You
will,
know,
it will, it will.
if you build yourself up to this godly figure that you feeling, like I said, I'm on.
Right,
You kind of don't want to listen sometimes. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You be like, not everybody's opinion is wrong, but you gonna do you no matter what. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, man,
yeah,
I don't care. I love my people, but I don't care what nobody say. I'm doing do this. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't care if somebody say, man, stop right here. It's gonna blow up. You don't care. You just going one way. You know what I'm saying? And I
absolutely.
be trying to talk to my homies about not being like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like not just, listen to people sometimes and use them for what they worth,
mm,
because some people ain't gonna never get right. That's
yeah,
just a fact. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Some people gonna have that ego. Someone gonna have that pride. You gonna kill yourself trying to stop them, because you know what I'm saying. Because
Right,
they're never gonna change. You know what I'm
right,
saying. So
right.
that's the point I'm making. You don't want to get stuck on somebody that you know that ain't gonna never listen to
Mm,
you, because
mm-hmm.
they just, you know what I'm saying. They just out of here. You know what I'm saying. Like they just in their own little world. They don't care about nobody but themselves. you got to let them go. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you got to let them go sometimes. And it's not to hurt them. It's really to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you will end up in a bad relationship. And what if y'all never talk again? At least you can leave on the grounds that is speakable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Yeah.
would never want to fall out with you and we couldn't talk. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And we disagree. We disagree. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I might say, all right, man, I talk to you next week, but I'm still gonna talk to you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm not gonna cut you out of my life or nothing that unless I
Right.
know you or you
Right.
and I need to deal with you how I need to deal with you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Yeah.
you can't drive yourself crazy trying to change people but so much. You know what I'm saying? Because that ego and pride ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what's interesting about um what's common about, where you at, in the space you at and the space I'm in is very similar, except for um we can have a legitimate excuse to make people back off, right? In other words, like, if I'm a preacher with a big ego and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, I ain't trying to listen to, those who are around me, other preachers or deacons or, elders or ministers. I can
Right.
say, well, God told me to do this. You know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
listening. Forget what you guys say. I'm listening to God,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? So in my space, I believe one of the only ways you can really see if someone on that ego tip is their behavior, right? That's, you mean, because in your world you can just have that conversation and just watch how they move and
Right.
how they kind of resolve themselves from other people and just do what I'm going to do, because they'll just come out like, man, I'm just do what I'm going to do. So you already
Right.
know
So you know what their
where they
plans
at with
is
their
already.
ego. In my space, you know, they kind of tippy toe around it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
well, this is what God told me to do, and I'm just following the Lord, and you know what I
Right.
mean? And I prayed, and this is what God told me to do. But the only way we truly, outside of praying on the behalf of that person, that maybe if we want to know what's going on, we can pray to God, say, God, reveal it to me. But God don't work like that. He ain't gonna tell me if I'm praying for you. God ain't gonna tell me your business. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But the only
Right.
way we honestly, and I could be wrong if I'm wrong, jump in here, chat in here, people let me know. I think the only way, us as believers in the church, the only way we can really see the science of someone's ego is their behavior, right?
Mm.
Because your ego will have you wanting something that you really don't deserve, even if
Okay.
it's bad for you. That's how monstrous your ego can be. It can have you wanting something that's not even good for you, but because you want it, and someone's
Right.
like, "Man, look, brother, I'm
Right.
telling you, you may not want to preach this sermon. This is not the right church. This
Right.
congregation is not at this place where they can really uh, hear this message." But your ego is gonna be like, nah, this what the Lord told me, and God told me to do this, and I'm gonna preach this thing, and da 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 da. So you have to kind of be, as we say in the church, you got to be in tune with the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in tune with God. And God's gonna have you go to that person, and be like, hey, bruh, sis, I was praying for you, and God just touched my heart just to kind of let you know you might want to back away from this. I don't think this is the right place or the space to do that. You got to have that discernment, as we say in the church, discernment of the Spirit. To be able to go to that brother and sister in love and tell them like, hey, the way you moving is probably not practical or biblical. But that ego can be like, nah, mm-mm, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And like
Right.
I said, in the church, we can have a legitimate excuse to make anybody say, okay, all right, if God told you to do it, go ahead and do it. So
Yeah.
so that's from an ego standpoint. That's what the ego will have you do. It will have you wanting something that's not good for you, but because you think it's good for you, you're gonna take it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I totally. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but at the same time, when you're a leader,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have a lot of people trying to act like you're not the leader. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have a bunch of mini me's around and it's gonna be like you can't get it can't get nothing through because everybody got egos. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you
Absolutely.
in a,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Like you in a pool full of egos. You know what I'm saying? You ain't you know, some people don't know what it takes to be a boss or a lead person or anything like that. They just assume what they see or what they hear is how you approach things, and that probably ain't nowhere near how you approach things. You feel me? Like
Right.
they probably just think you some gun ho crazy lunatic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
because you talk the way you talk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
I just say stuff bluntly, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't it ain't like I can't say I'm gonna be lying if I don't think what comes out of my mouth.
Right. But
But
that's forward.
most of the time what comes out of my mouth is how I really, really feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care what you say. I don't care how you put it. I'm the one gonna say it in layman's terms, real layman's terms,
Right.
cowboy
Mister.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna talk to you like a cowboy, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got time. I don't have time for the Lord said this and the Lord said that. You know what God said. That's it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah. I
other
love
than that, you
bro.
need to hear some reality, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in you saying God this and God that. I believe in all that. But at
Right.
the end of the day, somebody got to sit your little ass down and be like, look, my man,
Mm-hmm.
this is not for you. You shouldn't be doing this. You should learn from a G, man. Like if you saying that,
Right.
that ain't really what you want to be. That ain't
Right.
all what you want out of life. Your ego and all that pride, bro, it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Right.
ego is gonna hurt you, bro, because I was one of them ones that'll cut you off. I won't ever say something to you again in my life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like I used to live and die by that, but I kind of get older and I'm like, look, man, I don't need to be holding no grudges. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't need to be fussing with you about something I ain't gonna never gonna win. I'ma just leave it alone. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm better than you because I'm spitting some knowledge to you.
Right.
Because a person take that the totally wrong way when they got too much ego. You trying to
Yeah.
explain to them something. You trying to relate to them and give them some knowledge. And a person like, man, I ain't trying to hear that, man, because I'm gonna do my own thing. And you like, man, I ain't doing nothing but trying to help. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I'm trying to put you in a better place. I'm trying to put your mind, your mental in a better place because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've been there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? When you come from where that person came from, you
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, look, man, all the glitz and glamour and all that, bro, that's not what it is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's more
Mm-hmm.
harder. It's more harder living like a G, bro, than anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you think you'll rather go to work. You'll rather go to work. You'll rather get a job. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
and 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 that's why last week I was telling you, like, I don't want nobody to feel like I be on no back in the day. I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm on saving your life, bro.
Right. I
You
know
know what
that's
I'm saying? Like
oh,
I can't be no OG, bro, if I ain't gonna save your life, bro.
I know that's right. That's
You
real
know what
talk.
I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be one of those guys that's gonna put anything in your hand, bro, that I can't help with. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna lead you down a negative path. That ain't what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? My mouth, it might seem like my mouth is negative, but my brain, when I'm spitting game to you, man, I'm never talking negative, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm always supporting my homies.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
always I'm always getting behind them and whatever they want to do, bro. Like I don't it's positive, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to uplift each other and we trying to
Mm-hmm.
build something. We trying to do something, bro. I try to help any homie that want me to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd rather help you than kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Like I want you to be a G, bro, but you can still be a G and be a positive G. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's the misconception of being a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like no, yo, if you really want it, yo, cause as a gangster, do he want his son to get into it?
Right.
That's a whole different subject.
Right. Right.
Now,
Right.
now, now, if you talk to a cat and he ain't around no real G's. He just talking. You know what I'm saying? But you talking to a real one, bruh, ain't none of don't none of my homies want their sons doing the shit we do. You know what I'm saying? We done. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like none of them. You know what
Right.
I mean? None of them, because everybody got the wisdom now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that live to be this old, bro, niggas got the wisdom, so young cats gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
Right.
But you can't save everybody because it's so much ego. You only gonna save a few. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You only gonna save a few people that's willing to listen.
Right.
If cats ain't willing to listen, they gonna just look at you like you like you trying to boss them around. You trying to be their boss. It ain't that, bro. You can't survive. You can't survive if I put you in a boss seat. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You will jump off the bridge or something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You wouldn't be able to handle it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But everybody wants to, and everybody think it's all about shooting niggas and selling drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
bro, who told you that shit? You got a misconception of a gangster. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, what, from movies? Bro, why why am I gonna listen to any movie when I lived it in real life?
Mm. Mm.
Bro,
Mm.
it ain't you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Listen.
movies is cool. Movies is cool. I watch them and you say, wow, like shit look cool. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like nigga 10 toes down, like man, half of these cats, man, they be different. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So
So okay. So let me. So you said a whole lot, and I really want to touch on one thing, but so we can get to the pride thing. So let me. I want you to. I want us to talk about one thing, but I want to kind of take a few minutes for you to kind of just talk about, you know, as a gangster when it comes to the ego part of it. You know, you had a different place in your life, far as you know your lifestyle, but your mentality of the way you move and the way you view life is not that much different, right? So how do you how has your ego, your perception of yourself changed now that you kind of move a look, you know, you moving different, you know what I'm saying? So how is your ego right now? Because now you got to humble yourself in different situations that you probably wouldn't humble you probably was, you know, not willing to humble yourself before. So you know how is that now?
because man, I you know what I'm saying, like what I just said, you know, I got a lot of homies and they got sons, you know what I'm saying? It's like I go watch them play football. I done seen them birthdays, you know what I'm saying? Half of them I done seen at the hospital when they was born. So it's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? It's like you on the other side, you gotta take care of your family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You gotta take care of your family no matter
Right.
what you do, you know what I'm saying? So you understand that part of it, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But when you connect it like we connected and we supposed to be brothers, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like you got to get to that point where it's like, yo, you got to let my man lead, or he got to lead,
Right.
or I got to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's time for his time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's his time to do his thing. So I had to understand that, but I really had to understand that everybody can't come with you part. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? When I was young, I didn't understand. I thought everybody's supposed to be with us. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody's supposed to be one. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's how I was raised.
Right.
So when I realized and I grew up like, nah, cause that ain't the real life. That's TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like
You know what?
it's
You know, again, here's where we are similar in the church too, because the Bible tells us that, you know, how can, you know, two walk together unless they both agree. And you know that scripture talks about multiple things, but just on in this piece right here, it you know it also can, you know, we stretch that text. It is reminding the reader that, you know, everybody can't go with you. You know, just kind of what you said, you know, where you going, some people are only in your life for a particular season or a particular reason. So you
right.
got, you know, everybody can't go with you. But you said something that, you know, before we move on to the next part of this conversation, you said something that was really, I mean, that was really good. and it's really powerful. So we don't really need to spend a lot of time on it, but I think it kind of goes back to what we was talking about last week, but also talking about, you know, kind of mixed in this week. You said I'm never going to put anything in a brother hand that I'm not going to help him with.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's real talk. That's real OG right there.
But see what I'm
But
saying?
but
Like
but,
it's but
but hold up for a second. But what you just said, I said it's real OG, but that's ministry to me. You know
right,
what I'm saying? Like you say, you know what I mean? It's real on both ends, but that's ministry, man. Like
right,
anyone that's in ministry, you know, our position, our posture is serving God. The best way we serve God is serving his people. And so if we're going to be a blessing to someone, we can't just give them words. We actually got to walk with
oh
them
yeah,
through their trial. We got to
yeah,
support them, whether phone calls are going to see them or
yeah,
school or clothes or praying with them, whatever the case may be. So whatever we put in their hands, you know what I mean? We ought to help them. We ought to help them through that situation. Not saying that whatever uh, situation that they confront is their own reason, or maybe God put that in their life for because God doesn't tempt us, but he definitely put us in a position where we're being challenged for our faith.
right.
With that being said, that whole concept is I'm not going to put nothing in your hand that I'm not going to help you with. You know, for the people that's out there listening to that, you know, talk to that just a little bit. Just talk to that just a little bit.
Because the simple fact is, man, you know, that's like I'm saying about you, you gonna know when it's time you to lead. You know what I'm saying? So when it's your turn, but when it's another person's turn, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people sabotage people, bro. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like if they don't want to see you be the boss and you might got the good idea, you might got the thing going. People sabotage that shit, man. People are, you know what I'm saying? Like people
Mm-hmm.
got their own egos and pride. They won't put it aside, so they sabotage the whole thing to make you feel like you wasn't no good, like your thing ain't gonna work, or it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Some people be happy for you to fail. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's just like, why would I put you in a position to fail, bro? That ain't what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna put you in a position that that I'm not here for you, backing you 100%, bro. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, yo, if I'm with you, I'm with you. That's how I was brought up. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can't just sit there and let my ego and pride and and my partner, he got a winning way about himself. You know what I'm saying? Let him
Mm-hmm.
go first. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I got to see where his thing gonna go. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I
Right.
probably
Right.
try mine 100 times. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't let him lead, that's just like the thing we was talking about with the youth. If you
Yeah,
don't let some of the youth lead, how you gonna see something new? You know what I'm saying? So
bro.
you still gotta be in a position where you ready to give up the throne. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
cause I don't mind laying back getting old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like this new to me, bro. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure.
So I'm just lounging. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just kicking back. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not, you
Right.
know, it's you know, it's so much. It's so much to it, man. When brothers can't come together because of just something little as that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I would never downplay anything that you do, bro. If it ain't for me, it just ain't for
Thanks for
me.
you. Yeah.
I'ma mind my business. You my man, so I'm still gonna ask you about it. How did
Right.
it go? How was it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
ain't for me, my man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I might not. You might be selling cheesecake. I don't like cheesecake, bro. You know I
Right.
still buy the shit. I will
That's real
still go
talk.
and buy the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I will go get a pound of your cheesecake and give it to somebody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I'm going to support you 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when it's my turn, you got to let me do my thing too.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's the same thing. You know, when you see Cat, he doing his thing, bro, you supposed to support the same way. You know what I'm saying? It got to
Right.
be both. It got to be both sides doing that ego and pride thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you got to know when you the boss. You gotta know when, for sure. You gotta know when you the boss, my man. Don't let, and it's for anybody listening. When you're a boss, you just a boss.
Right.
Don't let nobody try to take you away from being a boss. If you really truly in your heart believe you a boss, my man, you're a boss. You a player. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
top dog, whatever you want to call yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah.
let some outsider tell you it's some ego and pride. You know yourself if it's some ego and pride. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But
Right.
cats don't want to follow suit, support you, get behind you, and whatever you do, my man, keep moving.
Keep
You know what
moving.
I'm saying? Keep doing you
Keep doing.
24/7, 7 days a week, my man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know that you winning and you got a winning spirit. You keep winning. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing about the ego and pride thing. Like, you gotta know when you the man. You
Yeah.
still gotta know when you the man, bro. I walk through these doors like knowing I'm the man. You know
You
what
know
I'm
why?
saying?
You know why? And leads us to our next word that we're going to talk about for the next few minutes we had, and that's pride, right? Because, again, when we talk about pride, what makes pride and ego different is, like we said at the top of the hour, your ego will tell you something that's not necessarily true about yourself. But pride represents the sense of who you are, right? So pride uh, advocates for the work that you have done.
Yeah.
So when you talk about having a sense of pride, you're a boss and you moving in such a way, or you in ministry, you ought to have pride about whatever
What
work
you
you do
doing?
in ministry, right? If you're a boss, whatever you moving, you ought to have pride and do it with a high level, so you can take a step back and be satisfied, with
Right.
accomplishments, right?
Right.
We see at the beginning of the Bible that God demonstrate his pride in the work that he did. How do we know this? Because at the end of it, of everything he created, he said it's good. You know what I mean? Every time
Right.
he created something, that's good.
Right.
Good. When he created man, that's very good. When he
Man,
finished,
but
that's very good.
you supposed to be able to celebrate. You supposed to be able to celebrate, man, whenever you feel like it's a celebration, my
Right.
man. That's why
Right.
I don't be, I'm type cat, man. I don't be going with all these birthdays and whatever the fact, man. I celebrate life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have a birth, you know what I'm saying? You have a birth, you have a baby, you supposed to celebrate. But if your man goddamn, he got accolades, we gonna celebrate you. I don't care if it's on a Tuesday night at 10 p.m. If you succeed at something, bro, we gonna celebrate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to. You know what I mean? I'ma celebrate you myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see everybody that I know and that's a righteous person to win. You know what I'm saying? If you got the righteous thought on your mind, you know what I'm saying, you always gonna be positive to me. You know what I'm saying? You can talk that G talk, and we all talk that slick talk when we with our peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just the fact that if you really live in it, cuz you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell somebody the fakeness about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't be fake about it. You can't say this job ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody shouldn't want to be one. You know
Right.
what I mean? And because it look cool in the movies and all that, man. This ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing why I got about, you know, like like older guys teaching the younger guys, because
Mm-hmm.
you gotta be an example, yo, of putting that pride to the side. You know what I'm saying? When they got something to say or they got something to do and they
Yeah.
want to be what they want to be, you
Yeah.
gotta let them
Put
lead
that.
too
Put,
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
gotta let them lead. You gotta know that they're young and they're gonna make mistakes, but don't act like you wasn't young and ain't make no mistakes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that'd
Yeah.
be wrong. Because I be looking at my sons. Man, they ain't did none of halfway of none of this stuff I done, bro.
Right.
By the time I was their age, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? 17, 21, like, not even close. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
how can I talk bad about them when they ain't even living a life like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know nothing about losing friends at that age, young age, and
Right.
none of that. Yo, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's just, why would I want your sons to grow up and have to have the memory that I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That shit, that shouldn't even register. You should want to better yourself. So even if it's taking second place, that means bettering yourself. That means you better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta better yourself playing second. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just gotta step back and be like, man, you go ahead and handle it today. You know what I'm saying? It's too much for me right now. Some dudes got that ego. They ain't gonna let it go, cuz. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to lead in every confusing situation. Everything just upside down. You like, man, shit. You know you shouldn't be listening to this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, man, he got to be teaching me something better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, trying to turn me into a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta, you just gotta know. You just gotta know the truth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell yourself the truth. Like, man, this dude right here, he's a crash dummy. He ready to run right into a wall. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to tell you that you can't be successful, but bro, you have to listen. You know what I'm saying? You have to listen to people, bro. You gotta take advice from people that you think that you at least you respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta at least take, if somebody you respect, girls, you gotta listen to them enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I listen to what you're saying, OG. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can at least, man, take it in. And you can think about some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just like, you don't want to hear nothing from nobody. You won't, because I was like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But I understand now, like, my homies now, when they say stuff, bro, I be like, yo, that shit sound good. Yo, whatever you need me to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have no ego to be like, damn, I'm over here doing my thing. Ain't nobody supporting me. Even if you ain't supporting me, bro, I support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no judgments about people. I take them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? I take, if you know that's a person that won't sit their ego aside, you know how that person is. That person don't want to sit their pride to the side. Come on, man. You know how that person is. You know what I'm saying? So don't keep complaining about that person if you know how that person is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take things in your perspective and do what's winning for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just, and that's even knowing that you might have to take the back seat to something that you still came up with that. Like, you know what, man, I don't need to be shutting people out or shutting my homies out. You know what I'm saying? They got good ideas too. You know, you never know what'll work. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't sit the ego and pride aside, you be out here confused every day. You know what I'm saying? You be out here confused every day about who gonna help you, who got your back. Like, I don't be worrying about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you will have family members and you'll be like, my family members don't support me, bro. Look, check this out, cuz that's why I started this thing right here between me and you. Cause it ain't no excuse. It ain't no excuse. I don't have no excuses. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't in the street like that. So, but niggas know me from being in the street. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't mind talking to you, player. You know what I'm saying? It don't scare me. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not hiding from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I did what I did. I'm still me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna change because I done left the life alone and just chill and laying back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying? But I do want the youth to understand that, you know what I'm saying, yo, you can get out of the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, that TV bull crap, man, that TV shit they be selling these kids, bro. Like, oh, you get into something, or you're doing something, you can't change. You're gonna be this, you're gonna be this Scarface type person. And man, Scarface was a movie, man.
Right.
It was a movie, man. That ain't real life, bro. That ain't how G's gotta move all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would be in, man, you would be out of space somewhere these people are sending you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all
Bro,
dumb.
I told you at the top of the hour, you had more in you than you thought. You was like, no, man, I'm a chill.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
I told you.
What I'm saying is, though, cuz, what I'm saying is, though, what I'm saying is Yo, even people with the most pride, when you got the most pride in yourself, you got the most self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pride. See this, and this is what I wanted to kind of talk about pride, because we take pride and give it this awful taste, this awful perspective. But pride is very simple. Is one that's taking satisfaction in the work that they did. So having pride, we allocate that to something negative, but it's not. It's someone that 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 put the work in. And you said it. You're in a position where you've done enough work, and when you come into the house, when you come home, you walk through your door, you be like, yeah, this is me. That's having a sense of pride of the work that you did, and this is the result from the work that you did.
right.
And I just want to make sure, like, as we talking about pride and ego, we understand the ego is almost can bring death to a person, right?
Oh, it will. It
You
will.
know what I mean?
It
But
will.
pride, the one thing, as we look at, before we close out, I just want to kind of really talk about pride, because pride is, again, you being satisfied, you are happy, you are joy, you enjoying, as you said, the fruits of your labor. You satisfied with the work that you've done. But also having a sense of pride also lends itself to a level of servitude, right? Because anything that you do in life, anywhere that you work, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you work for some organization or company, you're still at a place of serving. You're still at a place
Yeah.
where you are being, quote unquote, not necessarily by height or measure, but you're still beneath someone that you're serving. So when you talk about pride, we're talking about not the ego of pride, but we're talking about the selflessness of pride. We're talking about, I am going to do whatever I'm doing to the best of my ability. I'm going to, whatever I lend my time to, I'm going to make sure that my time is satisfied by the results of whatever I'm doing. Whatever I lend myself to is going to come out being remarkable. It's going to come out being great. It's going to come out to a degree that when I take a step back and look at it, I'm be like, man, this is wonderful. This is great.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
listen.
I enjoy the result of what I dedicated my time to. So some
Yeah, but this is it. This is it though. This is it. This is the thing that you have to understand that everybody ain't gonna be with you with that.
but
You know
that's
what I'm
okay though.
saying? It don't matter. It don't matter how many times you say it. It ain't no matter how many times you go through it.
Right.
It don't matter. It don't matter to that person because they trying to figure out a way to sabotage you. Number one, or some people just feel like that it shouldn't be you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
some people can't believe that it might be you, but you gonna take them with you, but they don't believe that it's gonna be you. So they wanted to be them, but they can't do the job. You know what I'm saying? Like
But that,
they can't pull it through. They can't
but
make it
Antoine,
happen. They
yo,
can't they can't they
that's their
can't
pride.
fathom.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't
yeah,
fathom
yeah.
that you the one that's supposed to be the leader. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like you gotta have it's gonna be somebody that you probably don't even know. That's just like the same thing where I was telling you about starting this podcast. Like that's the point, cuz you know what I'm saying? Like everybody ain't gonna jump on your live and help you and support you and we ain't got 1,000 people listening to us yet, but it should be. You know what
right,
I'm saying? I
right,
got 1,000 friends on Facebook, 1,000 friends on Instagram, but that ain't the point.
right,
The point is getting to the point where you got a circle, man, that you can survive and you can move around how you want to. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Because that's the whole point of this whole thing. Because you're gonna have some cats, man, they gonna just think everything fun and games, or you ain't got no purpose. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Like you can't be around cats that don't have purpose. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like some people just gonna be around with their ego and pride and ain't really got no purpose, cuz you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand that. That's your
Right.
way of letting go. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit right here, like it's weird. It's strange. And it's
Right.
gonna be family members.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot, it's gonna be a lot deeper than that. That you're gonna be like, damn, that person ain't say nothing about my thing or support me no kind of way or whatever. And more than anything, you supposed to keep it pressing. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you're
And
not
that's what
supposed
I
to
mean.
cry
That's what I
over
mean
it.
about. That's what I mean about pride. You know what I mean? The pride that we take in doing this content, the pride that we take in when we think about or have small conversations about what the subject matter is, and we think about how we're going to relate to the hearers about the subject matter, and we think it through. We just not saying any old thing. We're really trying to have an impact. We're just not talking crazy or coming on here just saying any old thing. You use the word purpose. Our sole purpose is A, bring our two worlds together, B, meet somebody where they at, C, hopefully wherever they at, we say something that helps them, that drives them. And the last and most important thing, we're trying to reach the next generation, to help them understand, like, what you're going through. There's others that been through what you've been
Right.
through, and that can lend you some wisdom that can help you
Because,
get through it. So that being said, wisdom kills ego.
hey, cuz,
Wisdom.
what you doing? We going back live, cuz we need to finish this.
I mean, if you want to jump off and jump back on, we
We'll
can.
jump off and jump back on because we need to finish it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like you can't go this deep into it without finishing it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of cats need to, you know what I'm saying, absorb it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, if they shut us off, we can jump back on for a
yeah,
minute.
it's a minute and a half. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
But
So my thing was, yeah, is it my timer just went off. So, I really want to talk about this pride thing because, again, this, pride, we give it this bad taste. We lend it to negativity, and that's not what pride is. Pride is not this bad thing. Pride is exactly what it is you having honor, you having a level of dignity, whatever you lend your time to, you having self-satisfaction about the work that you did. And you kind of said it earlier, there's some people ain't gonna like what you're doing or support you in what you're doing, but that's what pride overrules that. Pride pushes that to the side and be like, you don't have to like it, but when I do it, I'm gonna do it 100%. When I do it, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to have a level of dignity in what I'm doing.
right.
Rather than people saying, "Oh man, you doing the most. You shouldn't be doing all that." You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that's in the church too,
yeah,
because different people preach different ways, and some
right.
people when they preach, they're showmen. Or
Hey,
they show women. They move, they dynamic, they
right.
and we have like my generation of
Hey,
preachers.
cuz.
We like to put stuff on.
Hey, cuz, you got 10 seconds. I'm gonna click back on.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, cuz.
All right.